All right, well, I probably shouldn't do this. I should know better at this point, but I don't. That's the thing, I don't. Thinking I'm going to take this handle off and take this gear out and just clean it. Give me an opportunity to oil it, I guess, or to know what I need to do to it, I believe. Now I need to get this off, which I assume is just a tap, tap, tap thing. It didn't work. Don't know. Really don't know. Hit it with a bigger hammer. So I'm going to just partially thread this on and tap this. Yeah, that did that. That did that. That's tapping pretty hard. Nail set, I guess. That will probably mimic the center point here. You have that. You have that. A little teeny bit of a not sure, fabric, a little woodruff key. It's pressed onto a spline. Oil control rings here. How does this get oiled? We've got oil grooves in it. That's great. I mean, that's clearly a great sign. This thing that I think is fabric bushing is just sawdust, wood shavings. All right, so there's that, all clean, all metal. And how does oil get in there? There's a hole in the top of this thing I must have to oil. That makes sense. And that thing is driven right in here. Wicked hard. Bet they drove that in, then drilled it. Anyway, this is great. So I can get oil into that. I guess I'll just throw this in the parts washer and start the process of cleaning it up. Great, 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 great. Okay, so got that. Now I guess it's yank this off, because I can, I'm sure. Adjustable wrench, probably. Got it. Yeah, that's not going to work. All right, and there you have that. Boom. Slide this over the edge. Look at that. That is super. More of that wood fiber. All cool. And that is an oil hole, and it goes all the way through. At least it does if you keep the wood fibers out of it. Something to think about. Oil holes. All right. So that leaves me with just the large gear. At this point, I may as well take it out, right? I've got everything else. This is where my head is now. All right, makes it easier to paint. Is this room that side? Bolt on this side. Bolts the shaft. No, no, maybe I don't know. Okay. Put these together. So there's the one part of the edge. These right now. Okay. Got some right in here. Stop from tipping so much, or I could just tip it over to there. Let's just do that. Oh yeah, wow, that was easy. The whole gear assembly is loose in my hand. I probably haven't spoken enough about this, but this thing seems tight in spots. But that was before I put whey oil on it. I really don't know. Wow, what the hell is this? What the hell is this? This is something just driven in. That jams this thing from turning. That doesn't make any sense. I've never seen anything like this. It's just jammed. It's like a tapered pin that was not properly installed. But there's a funny, scrapey little slot in the back of this thing. At a very similar angle to this. Wow, this is weird. That. Wow. This right here is for getting oil to this. And no one's done that in a long time. That should have a cup on it or some damn thing. Alright, that's how you oil that. That's weird. That's just weird. So this thing's got a slot in it. Remember I was just saying how this thing was kind of tight? This has got a slot in it. And you can dial, oh look at this thing. You can dial this thing in for how much engagement. Right? That's too far down. That's too far. It's further than it would ever go. This has got a slot. That's why this has got... I'll turn this around. You'll get a kick out of this, I think. You see this all right? This thing... It's got this like a nail driven in the side of it, like a tapered pin just driven into the thing and bent. And it allows this thing to slide up and down to adjust how tight this is to the rack on the underside of the way for the winding in and winding out. And if I let it go down too far, it actually touches this. You can hear that. But it spins nice and freely, and it's got virtually 3/8 of an inch of play. And that's all because this pin slides in a groove that they cut on the underside of this thing. That is, I'd like to say wicked clever. It's good enough. There's this thing. And I don't really need to do anything to it other than, I guess, just make myself happy that it's been cleaned once. Because I've already cleaned the teeth. They're good. Good as they're ever going to be. And that drip, oil drip, will go where? Oil, drip, goes on the back side, just drips down onto this, which must let it drain down to the teeth. And that engages in those other teeth here. Very cool. All right, so let's clean up the trash, junk, and then go after the paint. And this will be easy to mask off now. Great. This is great. It's not the last of the work, but it's the last major hurdle. Things to take apart that I could possibly break. But in the process, I get this little moments of discovery. The adjustment for this thing was way too tight going up and down the ways. Granted, it hadn't been exercised in a while, and there's all kinds of hardened bits of grease and wood fibers in there. But now I know how I can adjust it to make myself happier, because that's really what this is about. This is great. This is just great. A quick wash on this thing. I'll be right with you. Great. Just great. All right. Now, clean the inside of this. The rest of this, I think it's in good shape. I don't have to do much to clean the inside of this, but I will a little. All right, that's terrific. Cool. Let's get some paper towels, mop this off. Next I'll do some sanding. And degrease it. And tape it. And then this will be done. It'll be pretty good done. Cool. Yeah, looks good. Let's do a little degreasing just to so I don't gum the crap out of the sandpaper immediately. You know how that goes. All right. Yeah, not much to this. I'll do this again after I sand, but for right now it goes a long way toward keeping the sandpaper from getting wicked gummy and then just moving the gummy, greasy crap all over everything. That's really what this is about. So, good, 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 good. So, all right. All right, so I've said a number of times before, I'll repeat it, that I'm very lucky that this is in such good condition. I mean, I'm getting ready for paint and I'm doing a light sanding. No rust. There's some little dingy areas I kind of want to try to address. I've stoned this already. I'm not sure that was enough. And I will have opportunity to do that again, I believe. But you know, I should probably take care of. Just, there's some spots. It could just be the scraping that I'm feeling, a little texture. And then underneath here I get a couple of, right in here I get some dings, which is right where this thing, when I'm running the slide across this thing, it gets a little snug. It's not lost on me. Anyway. I mean, you've noticed I'm not even taking the paint off because the paint job that's on this, other than a little, you know, it's a little brushy in places, and it's a little dinged here and there, but it's in really good condition. I'm really happy. Did a good job, Dave. All right. Good. Oh, wicked good. Wicked good. Boom. Well, isn't that interesting? This is doweled on. And then they screwed. It's almost like it was drilled wrong. Anyway, it's doweled. There are a pair of dowels in there. Very cool. Ah, this is, you know, made pretty well. I have to get a special oil can to oil that. It goes in, you know, horizontally. It seems like an afterthought. I'm not sure how I'll paint this. I'll probably have to move it twice. Oh well. This boss right here is for something, you know what, this, well, I don't know, right? Just as I sit here now, I think that these people made different kinds of lathes. It could be this was an apron from another kind of lathe that they used on this one and just didn't bother to drill through this boss for whatever it was that went here. Automatic engage and disengage for the power feed is probably what that was. Pull the power feed rack or rod into a connection, probably. Don't know. Cool. Well, I think it's one more time around looking for spots, and then it's clean the thing off and do some taping. Cool. All right, clean it and start taping. Well, there it is. Got that up in the air a little bit. Enough to get the rest of this shot, I think. I decided I blocked most of the spots here, but I'm gonna put a piece of sandpaper on a block of wood and sand the paint off the surface rather than try to get some sort of ragged cut around the edges, because the edges were not all that well defined. That's my story. I'm sticking with it. Disaster. That's going to be a disaster. All right, not going to turn it. Not going to. Okay, got to move to the other side. Doing this all at the back of the shop, so that I won't be in the way of, what we'll refer to as more productive, remunerative work. Looks good. Wow, that looks good. Just primer. That looks that good. Great. Great. All right. Well, tomorrow be a whole lot of red going on. Should be fun. Yeah, no cleaning. Even better. Okay. Next, I'm going to do some of the. I'm going to get some of the tooling prepped. This is just paint work at this point. But a couple of tool rests. We'll see what they look like. So I finished the tailstock the other day, and it works really, really, really well. It goes in and out. Not an awful lot of play. New handle works like a charm. And I picked up a new spindle piece for it. This is a Morse Taper number 2 for this, and a Jacob's Taper number 3 for this, because I've got a Jacob's chuck coming. And watch this. Bring this down and do. It pops it right out. Talk about a beautiful system. All right, so I'm ready for my Jacob's chuck to come. Pop it on that, and then I'll have a nice chuck for drilling the center side of things, people's hearts or whatever it might be. All right, let's go look at some tool rests and what we can do to make them look spiffy. So I got some tool rests in the deal, which is great, right? I mean, I was treated really, really well. Tool rests are, this is obviously for around the corner work, because we're always doing that, and a couple of different sizes of straight ones. It's good, no problems with that. And then this monster right here, and this one has what looks to be I don't know what, a thicker shaft. These look like 3/4, and this looks like inch and a quarter, something like that. Let's be specific. These are more than 3/4. These are 15/16 by the looks. And this right here is even more than that, 1 3/8. Shows you what little I know. This goes in my outboard stand, in which case, other than maybe making one Chippendale pie crust table, I don't think I'll ever use this. It's a lot of cast iron for just one table. But that's the thing. I don't think I'll ever use this. But if I do, I'll have it. It'll be great. I'm going to clean it up. Obviously, the drill here is to make the shafts smooth and metal. And this part right here painted to make it look like you know what you're doing. And this part painted on the underside because it's nice and neat. And then I'm going to clean an edge right here. Put a piece of tape just on that edge when I paint it. And leave just a little bit of this au naturel metal, because it's going to get dinged like crazy. Although this one, probably not. Anyway, these others are all cool. They go right into the little tool rest holder, which is great. This one looks like it's been broken. Can you imagine somebody breaking a piece of cast iron like that? But talk about getting a catch. This one looks like it was welded with nickel rod, which is fascinating. Why we use nickel is because the stainless steel because the stainless steel doesn't soak up the carbon from the cast iron and become brittle because of the nickel in the stainless steel. I think that's how that goes. Anyway, so I'm going to clean these up. A little bit of sanding, a little bit of taping, and do a little spray paint. Make everything look nifty, because I can. As much as you don't like to see the scratches, and I got it, who does? But as much as you don't like to see the scratches, the real important thing is getting the stuff that gets bent to the surface. It's not the little holes, it's the little parts next to the holes where it gets pushed up. That's what makes things not work well. Anyway, so there's that. That's going to be fine. This is a little, I'm not complaining. It's a little cruddy, but it's okay. Super. Okay, clean this off, tape it off, bada bada boom. So, do a little style here. Cool. And a little piece of tape on the top edge. I'll cut that off. Cool. That's what that looks like. All right, and some gray spray paint, and that'll be ready to rock. Okay. Getting a little crowded over here in the spray booth, but this is the last thing of the day, so that should take care of it. Pretty good. Excuse me. Now I got to get the underside, which is a trick here. How am I going to do that? Is this tight enough? I hope so. Oh yeah. Cool. Tomorrow we'll get some red on all of this and get on to I guess the ways and the legs. Be good. All right, hope for tomorrow.